All right, so there is guys out there that fap multiple times a day, and they feel guilt over it, and they always feel bad afterwards, and they're in this constant like cycle of guilt and shame, and they think just because they fap now they can't go out and socialize, and their gym performance is decreasing, and they're losing their hair and a bunch of things, and they just keep going deeper and deeper into this cycle of just pathetic things. And there's other guys out there who seem to fap and be doing just fine in life, excelling even. I'm going to talk about what I think is the difference between these two guys and some of my experiences with NoFap as well. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right. And also, I'm going to talk about how we can be the guys who are in the latter group, right? So, firstly, I want to talk about a little story. I was fapping literally multiple times a day, like 3+ times a day. I was like, like I was doing this so much that literally nothing was coming out, right? Like when I would try to, have something come out, nothing was coming out. That's the point where I was at. So I was definitely addicted. And I would say those times that I'm referring to were some of the most depressing times of my life, right? At this point, I found out about NoFap. I got on it, and slowly but surely my life started to improve. Why? Because again, I was addicted, right? And I was getting rid of this addiction. But there was a problem. Whenever I would slip up, so my life was starting to improve, but whenever I would slip up, I would feel insane guilt over it, insane shame over it. I'd be like, oh, my day is ruined. I can't like look people in the eye anymore. My superpowers are gone and all these things. And here's the first thing I want to touch on. Guilt is really fucking stupid, okay? It's pointless. It's not going to help you. You're going to feel this guilt, and then you're just going to be shooting yourself in the foot in whatever you're about to do next. So say you had a date next, right? This is what I would do, at least, is I would have a date the next day, and then I would be like, oh, I fapped 1 hour ago, but the whole date's going to go terrible. All my superpowers are gone. I won't be able to look the other person in the eye, and it's just going to be a terrible experience. Like, no, that's not how these things work, okay? Guilt is really stupid. There's, no point feeling guilty over what is a very human thing to do, right? You are a normal, imperfect human being. Just because you set out to quit something doesn't mean you're going to 100% be on point right away. Like, it doesn't happen, especially with something as primitive as masturbation, right? So that's the first point I want to make. And there may be people who, feel otherwise, and they say, oh, no, you should be always 100% good and 100% on point, even fapping once, you've just ruined your life. And we don't listen to them. Throw those people to the side. We don't listen to them, okay? They've got it backwards. We're not interested in them. We're interested in actually progressing rather than being some sort of perfect human being that realistically doesn't exist, right? So now let's get to the main point of this video, right? Does masturbation affect muscle growth? And my answer to that is, who cares, right? Look, you're not a pro, at least if you're watching my channel. If you're a pro, I'm not sure why you'd be watching my channel, because that's not the audience I cater to, right? Because I'm not a pro myself. You're not some sort of professional bodybuilder where every little ounce of muscle you build is going to like make a huge difference and you need every single ounce to win like some sort of competition. That's not where you're at, right? So what the plan we need to set out is, how can I realistically get to my end goal? So let's just run a thought experiment. Do you think right now, if I was to say from now on you can never fap, ever, can never do it again for the rest of your life, do you think you'd be able to meet that goal? I'd be willing to bet that 99.99%, and I'm being generous with that number, realistically I think it's 100%, but 99.99% of you won't be able to, including me, by the way. I'm not trying to point fingers, including me, right? So it's just a stupid goal to set from the start. What we should be focusing on is, okay, are we sleeping enough? Are we eating enough? Are we training hard enough? We do these 3 things. Let's forget about like this. Masturbation will have like not even like a 1% effect on your gains for the end goal you're trying to achieve, right? You're just trying to get to a point where you have a sexy, nice physique, looks really good. Like, trust me, this is not something to worry about. So I stand by that answer. I say, who cares? And there's going to be those that, like, when you look at like Reddit forums and such, there's always those people who are like, oh yeah, I went on NoFap and I put on like 20 pounds of muscle and I look like 20 times better shirtless than I did before NoFap, and as soon as I fap, all the muscle gains go away. Yet they never provide a picture, right? This is what I see constantly. I've never seen any picture proof along with these claims. So again, those people with these unrealistic expectations that you should always be 100% perfect and you can never slip up, and put them to the side. We don't listen to them, okay? Because realistically, I don't think they're progressing. And where you and I are trying to go is to the point of progress to make ourselves better, to achieve our goals. And to realistically achieve our goals, we also have to be realistic about our limitations, right? And the limitation is realistically, you will fap at least at some point in your life. Even if you're super disciplined, you'll probably do it again. And it's okay. You can still have a very aesthetic physique. So this is just something not worth worrying about. By the way, just to really make my stance clear, I do think porn is bad. I'm not pro porn or anything, but masturbation in moderation, it's not what's affecting your gains. Straight up, it's just not. All right. Lastly, I just want to end this video off by saying, be kind to yourself and seriously throw guilt out the window. I say this because I was a hypochondriac. I think that's the right word. Hypochondriac on NoFap. I would like fap and then I'd be like, oh, everything is going to be terrible the next day. I won't be able to even go to the grocery store because I have anxiety, and my anxiety would be heightened with this, right? And I would think, I won't be able to go to the grocery store. I won't even be able to talk to the people at the grocery store. I won't be able to go to my boxing class because my superpowers are gone. I won't be able to, go to the gym and lift properly. I'm going to start losing my hair. All these things I would think would happen just because I slipped up. And realistically, tell you what, even though I've done fairly well on my NoFap journey, I have slipped up time and time and time again, and I've still achieved the physique goal that I set out to. So be kind to yourself. Throw guilt out the window. It's not serving you. There's no point feeling guilt over this very, very human thing, right? You're an imperfect human being just like everyone else, right? There's no point beating yourself up over this. It's a silly thing to beat yourself up on. And, if you keep going on this path, I'm assuming right now you're on some sort of fitness path, some sort of self-improvement path, imagine that you stick with this. You don't worry about these little nonsensical things to worry about, like, if I fap, I'm going to lose my gains. And you stick with the path. You stick with the macro, eating right, training right, sleeping 8 hours every single night, getting a good night's sleep. Imagine going from a place of deep insecurity, because that's where I was. I still am insecure. I'm not going to, sugarcoat it, but I'm doing much better than I was before my fitness journey. I was so deeply insecure. I couldn't take my shirt off in front of my partner. I didn't really like my face. I didn't like any part of my physique really. And imagine going from that to getting compliments on your physique, to going out and, your arms are busting out of your shirt and, you're getting compliments on that. When people see you shirtless, you're getting compliments on that. Attractive girls are complimenting your physique, right? And your matches on online dating are going way up and you're getting attention on these social media apps and such. That's the point that I was able to get to. And if you have any goals like the old me did, then that's the point where I want us all to get to. I really want this channel, right, to be a positive community where we have these like-minded goals and we come together and we support each other and we help each other get to that next level. And I'm telling you, if you stick to this, again, focus on the macro, not worrying about these micro things, focus on the macro, work hard, you will get to your goal. I'm confident about it, right? And that's all I have to say for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to put my Instagram, TikTok somewhere on the video. Please support over there as well. Please do like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Peace.